I'm back, and so it's been an interesting day on the stream. I need to go reevaluate my router. I might have to get a new router at this point, but it hasn't been a problem until only like this last 2 months, and I got to figure out what's going on. That said, hope everyone's doing well. It's weird. I have really good internet, so I don't know what's causing these problems now, and I gotta figure that out. Let me see. Dropped frames. All right, let me know if you guys can hear me though. I think I'm starting to see a trend here. I might be having trouble with the way that Revo's been or with World Stage has been processing. Or it might be my system, but there's definitely dropped frames issue. Have you guys noticed that when watching my stream? Let me know. Okay.
Round one. Ready?
So yeah, sorry about the reset stream aspect. I will probably call the night pretty soon because I do need to rest as I recover. And but we're gonna play a bit more. I'll probably do at least one more league though. Okay, so you only saw drop frames once. It's interesting. OBS, Streamlabs OBS is telling me that that there have been dropped frames here and there though. So I'm really wondering what's going on there. I'll try to investigate and understand this challenge. What's going on? But yeah, feels like I should just search that up. All right, here we go.
Round three. Ready? Go!
It could also be a network problem, so I'll investigate my network, and I'll investigate other factors too. It's really surprising. But thank you guys very much for the feedback. If you guys ever see that again, just, let me know. That way I know, because on my side it looks like everything's fine, right? But yeah. But I really appreciate you all. Let's see here. All right, Poke Suzuki, really glad to have you in here as well. I miss having y'all, and well, I miss doing this. But of course, I've been also enjoying Virtua Fighter in other places. Tiger Uppercut was just so cool. It was so cool to see all the people. I finally met Markman in person and talked. We had a good conversation. We didn't have much time, but I wanted to let him get back to what he's doing. I know he's busy. Tiger Uppercut's big draw this year, of course, is that it was like the final stop of the Tekken World Tour. So Tiger Uppercut was a really big deal for many reasons, and one of them was that its Tekken World Tour is going through Tiger Uppercut. And so Tekken World Tour had like the big stage like the whole weekend, but I loved with the setup at Tiger Uppercut. There was a good, even though there's a big distance between the two big stages, and that's good that they do that because they don't drown each other out on each other's noise as much, but you could still hear one another, and that was cool, and it created Thai commentary can get really crazy. Thai people when Thai people do their humor, or it's not like me. Thai people go for very exaggerated, wild humor, right? Like they make Jim Carrey look very like stale. No, Jim Carrey's never stale, but I'm just saying, like, they really go out there, and so the Thai commentary is fun to kind of listen to, but it can be distracting if you're not used to it. It can be very distracting if you're not used to it, but it is funny. Like, I think while we were playing Virtua Fighter, listening to like the Tetris commentary was like cracking us all up. You know, so a lot of us were really cracking up on the Tetris commentary at Tiger Uppercut. And so just because you could hear like the commentators imitating the song, and also just like really going out there to bring personality in. And I think you guys can see that even with with Weeb Maru's commentary. And Weeb Maru is awesome. Weeb Maru sincerely loves Virtua Fighter. He commentates a lot of games, actually, and he's in charge of a lot of games, but he really has been focused on Virtua Fighter the whole time. When he had time to play casuals, he was playing Virtua Fighter, and he's been fun to chat and learn. He's really been serious about it, so yeah.
Round 3. Ready? Go!
And this is a nice battle between Zack Attack and Weebs here. Weebs over Dweebs. Not to be confused with Weeb Maru, but I've almost done it a few times. Both players have improved a lot, though. Keep it up, you two. G is not useless, but if you're Lei Fei, it's an interesting button. Yeah. Careful doing that from that range. Nice. That was a nice duck and punish, actually. So, like, they actually ducked the EX high. It's really good. They didn't attack into the EX high. That would kill them. It would be combo. They ducked and they punished. That was excellent. I know that they still lost that battle, but Weebs, that was a really good duck and punish focus. Yeah. Oh, so you guys got to watch that. So you got to watch him tell me to move out of the way, and then 5 minutes later, the photographer, I think it was Sega's photographer, was in the way, so he had to tell the photographer to go out of the way. It wasn't obvious, so because the screen was turned off at that point. The broadcast screen was turned off at that point because it was showing, it would be like tunnel vision. And so we didn't know what was on we didn't know we were blocking the camera. So, because for most of the tournament, we are watching what's on the screen. Like, we're actually watching the broadcast while watching, we're watching the broadcast right there. It's like gigantic on the screen in front of the players, But it's a cool setup. Like, that was the game 2, and that screen is ginormous. the game 1 screen is, of course, really huge, but the game 2 screen, that was still ginormous. Yeah, I really Tiger Uppercut setup was so cool. So was the B Pro Cup setup. Like, both these tournaments the staff was excellent. When it comes to Tiger Uppercut, the event group called Elephant from Singapore were the ones that were running the event, I believe. But it was, and their staff was awesome. Like, yes, you guys saw technical difficulties, but they were always trying to be on top of it and doing everything they could. It's hard to run tournaments, and technical issues happen. And when you do PC tournaments, the number of complications amplifies. It's way more, so much more. And watching them just constantly be on it, Sometimes having to section off like PCs that were identified as being like problematic, you know, and then but at the same time while having a team member try to get it to run at a great speed on the side and see if they can get that working. You know, they were just always on top of it. And so I think I really liked watching Elephant do their work, honestly. Really, really like it. And, you know, at both these events, the amount of attention and care that was given to Virtua Fighter made me very happy as a Virtua Fighter fan, and especially happy as somebody who has been going to events. And all the events have great staff, but you know, Virtua Fighter is not always given this much attention. We were given so much attention, in a good, like so much good attention, and the community was always good about it. So I really am grateful for that. That's about as best as you can hope for sometimes, and it's more than you can hope for a lot of times. All right, congratulations, Eurobeat Mix, you got it. Mexican Uppercuts tied for first as well. Excellent. And then Dr. Hugbots gets the third spot. Evoid Poke Suzuki, congratulations on fourth and fifth. All right, we are going to I'm going to allow one more league battle in about 5 minutes, and that'll be the last one. Sorry that the stream has been a little tricky for y'all tonight, but I really appreciate having you here. It's fun hanging out with you guys. I'm feeling a lot better. I didn't know I can talk this much tonight. I thought my voice would give out already, since I've been recovering. Hey, thank you, Devil Ray. Congratulations on that tied first place. Always awesome, and I hope to see you soon. Good game. So yeah. I should jump in though.
Round two. Ready, go! Burning hammer! Excellent! Round three. Ready, go!
Let's talk about Australia. Okay, Australia. So, from Australia, there was Mike, of course. There was 649. That's a short hand because they've got like a 6-digit name. And there's Chill. And of course, Brown Man was on commentary. I didn't get to meet Brown Man, but he seemed really, really nice and really cool, and I wish I did get to meet him. However, the Australian group were really nice, and I loved spending as much time as I got to with them. Of course, everyone would know about Mike, and Mike and I get along as we always do. You know, and Mike always makes really great conversation. Same as Chill. Chill and I had some really good chats. And Chill has a really nice shun, and Chill has been playing for about 20 years, and yeah, it's just great fighting him. 649 I didn't get to play enough of. I played a little bit and also chatted quite a bit, not a lot, but a little. But 649 was always very supportive and out running around helping people with stuff too. So it was an amazing community, and 649, I think they're originally from China, and they've been around, like they speak Japanese as well, and English, and so I think they're a person that's well traveled and maybe has lived in many places, and you do see quite a bit of these types of people in Oceania, right? And so 649 also plays Shun. And 649 uploads to Billy, which is like China's, which is a Chinese video platform. And I do watch videos on Billy myself because there's a lot of the Chinese Virtua Fighter gets posted over there. It's a little tricky. You don't always get the best quality, and it's hard to navigate in Chinese. but I like checking out Virtua Fighter videos on Billy myself, because that's where the Chinese speaking communities are likely to post. 649 posted my match with Mike there. I will probably rip that match and then post it on YouTube. Mike and I had a really good battle. So Tiger Uppercut, I'm very proud of my run at Tiger Uppercut. I played very strong against Mike. Mike did, of course, have to weather the elements, but so did everybody else, including myself. But Kage is more sensitive to timing differences. This actually is like, Kage might be considered one of the strongest in the game right now, but he is also a character that is very skill-based. Whether it's trying to combo L Blaze or it's nailing your timing with everything. He's the skill, like he's that type of skill character in this game. And so he also can get very much affected even in offline environments if the timing is different, if the chain of delays is enough to mess with you. You have to adjust, and if you're a Kage player, you have to adjust more than most people do. So that said, I let Mike play a full amount of time in training mode before our match. Like, because we knew that, like, we had both experienced some, machines that had trouble, and we had to be moved to better machines, right? So Mike did ask me, can I just go into training mode and use Kage for a while? And I said, go ahead, be my guest. So he got to play in there to his heart's content until he felt he was nailing his just frames. I didn't mind. So going into the match, I gave him that privilege, and it was fine. That said, so then when we fight, I think it really surprised him how the way that I was playing in the tournament compared to how I play like when we play in casuals, which we played 10 games in casuals, and he won those 10 games, but I think he also saw that I like to try stuff out and that I like to experiment and I like to watch the opponent while I do that. And so I think he was really surprised by the way that I had chosen to fight when our tournament match was, because I think I played quite strong in our tournament match, and that he was the one who was catching up to it, and then by the end was able to, like, it was so close, it was really close, and I had the lead a lot, but he fought hard and won it back. And it was an amazing battle, and we hugged after that battle. We had a good hug, because we both were proud of the fight. And I told him that I did want him to represent in the top 16, but that I was going to do everything I could to stop him, because I really love the way that he plays. Now I know he's not happy with the way he's proud and happy with his VF, but I know he wishes it came out better in his tournament matches against the Japanese. But he did get to wrestle some of that frustration when he fought Densetsu in casuals, like after the tournament or after the first day of the tournament, and he fought really well against Densetsu in those casuals. I think he just, he didn't like that feeling that he got, that like it didn't go his way not much in the tournament on the stream matches. Awesome, Ray. I'm glad to hear you're testing the Series S tonight. All right, we're going to start the next league battle now. And this is going to be the last league tonight because stream has been trouble. I need to rest. But I've been having a wonderful time with everyone. I hope you guys don't mind hearing my stories and narrations here. I know we've got like a quiet group, but everybody gives me comments like in private all the time. But yeah. You can change characters, not a problem. Alright. Here we go. Alright, which Jackie am I fighting? I didn't pay attention. Portland X-Boss, so good to see you. Very nice. Nice. By the way, I really want to go to Portland X Arcade. And so I will, now that I'm back in Portland, I am going to do it soon. So I'm going to see you there soon, man. This place, you can play Virtua Fighter there. You can also do axe throwing there. It's got it's an axe throwing venue. Alright, that wasn't a perfect punish. Alright. Every LoL player wants to hit this thing because it's only guaranteed on recovery hit. But I didn't get any of the guaranteed ones. It's like the goal of aspiring LoL players. Nice. Alright. Very good. That's like the goal for Lau here, is to duck this third high here and then guaranteed up knife uppercut. Good game. Hey, Portland Axe, I am so happy you are here, my friend. I am gonna go meet you soon. I promise. I don't know if my wife is ready for my kids to go, even though it is family friendly. Axe throwing is family friendly. But I know that my wife is more the type where I'll have to warm her up to that idea, and I'll probably have to do it myself. And I think she's worried that my daughter is uncoordinated enough that she would throw the axe down on her foot. It was really fun stuff, Portland Axe. But it was so wonderful to meet you at Portland Retro Game Expo, and I'm excited to go to your place, man. I really am. Yeah, I'm excited to play VF and do axe throwing at Portland Axe. I'm really excited for that. All right, 2 scoops of face. Here we go.
I'm no pushover, sweetie.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Good. Good. Very good.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Thank you so much. I'm excited to play VF over there. I'm excited to give lessons over there too, if people want. But yeah, and you're just really pleasant to meet. Hey, good game, 2 scoops. I know it's gonna be a good time. That's also why you see me smiling and excited for it. It's like, just Portland X looks like a really great place. It's a lot of fun. Like, we're both working on it, right? We're both working on our side hits and stuff, and there's stuff that Lau can do the powerfully from the side, but it's not guaranteed. And it's like, oh, I want to nail it so bad. If I nail this, it's gonna be huge, you know. So it's really fun working on that. Hey, David Blade, thank you very much. It's good to have you here. Always appreciate you. And really, really, thanks for your support always. You've always been amazingly supportive. Alright, here we go, Hugbox. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Old Chinese masters. I like that.
Knockout. Round 2. Ready, go!
Nice, nice.
Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout. Round 4. Ready, go!
Very good game. That was so much fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, maybe tonight I might upload. There's a few things I gotta upload. Again, when I was in Thailand, there was one night where I did play some matches online, and it was a cool experience. So I'll probably upload those. And there's actually quite a few videos. I might try to put it together as one big thing though, where I talk about my trip, about Taiwan trip, and then Thailand trip, because there was some good stuff. Jimmy and I in Taiwan, we actually did do a punching machine, so I probably share that because I think it's a fun one. And yeah, there's some other stuff. So Rayblade says VF Revo World Stage on Xbox Series S is good and probably the lowest price entry for World Stage. You can find a Series S for as low as $100 to $150 on Facebook Marketplace. That's awesome. And I think that's a great recommendation. I think that'll be amazing at locals. The Series S is so small and compact. It's just nice and portable. Nice.
Round 2. Ready, go!
We're having fun trying to do stuff. We both doing fadeaways. Fadeaway. I was able to guess right on a few things here. It's a lot of fun. Good game, Kasana. That was a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Nice.
Knockout.
That looked very different than what I thought was happening.
Round 2.
Let's see here.
Ready, go!
That was really cool. That's cool.
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout.
Almost. I so thought I had this one. That was really cool.
Round 4. Ready,
This is a lot of fun. And
round 5.
thank you.
Go!
That was a lot of fun, Ray. That was a lot of fun. Any pie tips? Oh, there's a lot. The thing with Pi is you want to get to know a lot of her move list, right? So a player so here's something that Pi can do that you haven't been able to do with the other characters. Pi's 3P is a really good way, if you're fighting up close, is a really good way to start an engagement, and mastering the options after 3P are really strong at high level. It's not but you can't, it can't be your crutch, but it needs to be in your toolbox. So I would learn that, but that's going to be hard for you to use against, depending on the skill level of the opponent, you know. Very nice weaves. I like that. Okay.
Round 2. Ready, go!
I see. So I like the direction that Weaves' game has gone in. Actually, it's riskier, but it's important for the development of the player to start getting comfortable with being aggressive. Not to always be stuck there, but because I know that Weaves has been very passive in the past, and so learning to be very aggressive too helps a lot. This is good for development. Very nice. They've improved so much though. Good. Good game, Weaves. Good game. You've improved a lot. Your flow is better. You're also much more comfortable with more of the move list. You've been playing great. Keep it up. And keep it up. I'm excited for us to meet and fight on Monday. Keep it up. You're improving a lot. It's like the improvement might not mean wins more right away, or it might be. But what it is that your overall package is improving. Your overall, the complete set of attacks and throws and techniques is improving. Keep it up, my friend. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry that there was that 2 scoops and Portland Axe got stuck here. That's really unfortunate. This is definitely one of those things that I'm hoping for a January update, since January tends to be the time for the updates to come out, and I hope that they're working on these things, you know, because we know that this game really does, like, it functions, it works. I like the netcode, actually, and I still like the netcode, but we're having issues with rooms and syncing. I'm sorry, it just default win. You gave me a default win just now. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Guibert. No! Why does it have to be on Guibert? Guibert's already had it hard at times. I'm sorry, Guibert. Oh. Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. It's gonna be, but you guys know though that it's more about the session than it is about the results here, or that is about training and ongoing fight. It has been rough for on League mode, it seems. Yeah. So we'll see, but I'm gonna try to get this room started again. Weebs and Rayblade are fighting. When they're done fighting, we'll resume the room. I'm going to be done streaming, but I know that it's good to have a place where people are sparring. So don't forget to add each other on Steam, and you know, try to spar with each other more often too. So it's a great group, and you know, thank you all so much. I've always had a great time. Guibert, I'm so sorry about that. But thank you all. You guys always make this a lot of fun. All right, Guibert, we can fight. I'll hang in here to fight you. You have to beat Ray, but you know, I'll fight. So we'll get a match in, Guibert. It's been a while, so. But thank you all so much.
Round one. Ready, go!
That double flip kick.
Excellent. Round two. Ready, go!
Very nice 6K. Yeah, whenever Wolf calls out with the 6K, it's so good. And again, I'm really happy I got to know Vegito a lot, and he's really nice.
Round three. Ready, go!
Weaves, thank you very, very much. Portland X, thank you too. Good times. Awesome. I'm looking forward to more good times with you, Portland X. In person and online both. Bubba, thank you very much for the welcome back. Thanks for your support always. And man, it was just, I miss seeing you over at in LAG as well. It's just, you were just always really pleasant, supportive, and just great. Dr. Hugbug's always a good time. Always love our battles too. And not a problem. I'm feeling much better. Like, I'm on the recovery end of sickness. I just have the lingering symptoms. But yeah. These network issues are a big deal, and these network issues are definitely, I think, the thing that they're trying through. Meaning, like, these are the learning pains. These are building for the future, but also building for this game. So getting this game in an awesome place would be just wonderful. Sega, I honestly think Sega's going to announce this week something, but I don't expect it to be fighting game related. Expect maybe Virtua Fighter art or story or character reveal, or something like that, or talking about what they're gonna do for single player modes. Just don't expect it to be talking about fighting game stuff. Like, don't expect it to be aimed at us. Think about it as aimed as Virtua Fighter for the masses, maybe, or as teasing for the masses.
Ready, go!
Very good. But I think they're going to talk about VF6 just a little bit. They're going to give like something cool to see. I like that. That's always neutral. Very good. That was awesome round. I love Guibert's in much more control right now the way that they're playing, but they usually do. So
Ready, go!
very good. The catch throw here was perfect. It catches all movement and it's very, very smart and strong.
Round 4. Ready, go!
This is really good play by Guibert. Good game. Oh, not game yet. That was beautiful. Hey Guibert, that was an awesome battle. I enjoyed that so much. That was a really good battle. Complete control of the game. I had a blast.
I'm number 1.
Alright, cool. Let's see. Yep. That is also a good excuse to do offline events. Awesome battle, Guibert. I'm going to call it a night, but I did want to give Guibert that battle. I mean, not give him the game, but I mean, I wanted to have a battle with him because I know he wanted to fight, and we didn't get our fight in the league. But that was excellent control of the fight, and I really liked it. I liked the decisions. I like the use of catch throw. Catch throw is really a big deal, especially for Wolf. Like, not just for Wolf, but in general. It's as big of a mechanic as like EX high, and that's a really big mechanic. So Guibert used catch throw wonderfully in that match. Switch 2 version can definitely use its own beta, I agree. There's a funny comment by Dr. Huntbox. But no, I think, you know, there's definitely a lot of things they're working with here, right? They're working with, once they made the decision to go crossplay, that became like an integrated environment, because you got to work on everybody's own rules on the network, on usage of their platforms and network. And so those could be factors, but those could be constraints, right? Those could be like, well, this is what you need to use something along these lines. If you're going to do that, if we're going to allow that, you need this, this, and this, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, when my friend was in college, you know, the dream was like with open source, that it's openness. And what could be better than being open and everybody works on it and collaborates, right? But with open, it still means you got to collaborate. So eventually he works at Google, and eventually he works on Chrome, and eventually he is working on the committees that are talking about, he's working with all the different companies working on an open platform, and they all create rules for each other. You know, so, and it drove him insane. It got him so mad, right? because it's like suddenly the reality smacks the dream so hard. It's like, it's kind of like, you know, wouldn't it be great to, like, you know, to live in a society where people can do what they want, and then you realize what it's like when you go into a society where people can do what they want. You know, and you realize there are people that are still influential, and those are still happening. There are still like power dynamics which create their own form of rules. You know, so it's one of those things. Well, crossplay is kind of like that a little bit, I imagine. But yeah. The evade game. That's an interesting one. For people that are having trouble with sidestepping in Virtua Fighter, of course, it's gonna sound very generic and weird and just like interesting when someone like me says, well, you got to remember that, if you evade before they attack, it fails, right? But there's a lot of things to unpack on why I would stress on that. Again, you can play on the buffer, and you can also play on your own timing. And on your own timing is going to be part of that, is that in that category where I talk about reactive play, where you're playing by reacting. Okay. When you're playing by reacting, you might not be doing it based on buffering. Buffering is really important in VF. It's not the only thing. It's just it's important to master it, and it's important to identify when your opponent's buffering versus when they're not. If your opponent's buffering, you can buffer evades. If your opponent's not buffering, you have to create delays for your evades, in which case you're throwing away a lot of frames, and your evade becomes less good. It becomes less certain of how things are going to play. Now, people play both ways, but you need to be able to measure 1, and then you need to be able to measure 2, and then you can measure when people are playing 1 or 2. But if you typically are playing on just 2, you might not be as good as you think at identifying when people are switching between 1 and 2. Why is this important? Because that's how evades can be good or bad. Because if I know my opponent is playing on a delay, not delay netcode, if they're playing on a delay themselves, if they're not buffering, then I change the way I do my sidestepping. I add a dash to it, or I factor it in. But I need to watch out for when they change, when they actually adjust and start buffering it. It's really important, this aspect. I bring this up because maybe it's because Dr. Hugbox plays Lei Fei, and a lot of people that play Lei Fei, they're dictated heavily by Lei Fei's stance game, and so there's the way that they play the neutrals can often be a little different, and a lot of times they might not buffer, like they might be used to buffering from Lei Fei's limited options in his stances. But in the neutral, it's a little different, right? Now, when you play sidestepping, you're playing the neutral stance with Lei Fei. Everybody's kind of used to this, and so everybody kind of experiences the delay versus the buffer, and having to make some choice there, or understanding that maybe sidestepping's not good against some people, but good against others, right? But as you master being able to do both and switching between both, delay and buffer, then after that is when you might have a chance to be able to master when sidestepping against buffer is good versus when sidestepping might not be as good because the other person delays, and then eventually recognizing where they like to do their delays. And then if you do want to sidestep because the reward is big, you learn how to delay the sidestep, not manually, but just by inputting a dash or something like that. I think that's just my imagination for a lot of Lei Fei players that are getting stronger, but where they might have some challenges learning sidestepping based on the frame of how they're playing Lei Fei. So that's my thoughts on that when I read Dr. Hugbox saying that dodging is kind of, a little different for them. But I think they dodge very well. I think what I've seen from Hugbox is they know that if they whiff, dodging is not a bad option. In fact, it's often pretty good. And so I've seen Dr. Hugbox get some really good sidesteps after they whiff. So I'll put that in. That said, that can be targeted. If you're fighting an opponent that delay attacks either intentionally or accidentally, you can get punished for trying to sidestep against such an opponent. So yeah. Anyways, thank you all so much. Yeah, Griever Burning Hammer at the end was awesome.
knockout.
Anyways, everyone, thank you so much. I will catch you all later. I'm gonna try to find somebody to raid, and I do want to stream more VF, but there's a lot of stuff I gotta do. So we'll see how soon I can stream VF again.